Throwback Flyersguy. I got my Philadelphia hat. I wanted to add some ambiance to this video. Guys, welcome to Throwback Flyersguy. I'm your host, Throwback Flyersguy. In today's episode, I'd like to talk about the pandemic of 2020, the beginning of the pandemic, where I was, what I was doing, and what was going on in my life at the time. But let's go talk about the events leading up to it as well. It all started back in 2018, 2019. This was the year after I got out of the hospital, after having a horrible setback. I got out of the hospital. That was the year after I got out of the hospital, 2018, 2019. I was still having some effects from that, like post-traumatic stuff, like muscle cramps and stuff. But eventually I was able to get over them. I would say sometime around November, I was able to get over the muscle cramps. But going into Thanksgiving, that's when I knew I was feeling good. Then we go into December. My aunt, my cousins, my aunt, my uncle, and my cousins come over for Christmas Eve. We're all hanging out, just chilling, hanging out. And we're talking about all kinds of stuff, the flyers, all kinds of stuff. And then we fast forward to Christmas morning, and Christmas is going well. Everything's going pretty damn well. A couple of days after Christmas, I get a little bit of a cold. I end up getting over it sometime around January, maybe February, I don't know. This was also the year that I got the eye gaze computer, which was pretty cool. This was during the 2018-2019 flyer season. It wasn't a very good season. Did not end very well. It didn't end very well, but there was a lot of great memories. It was also Wade Simmons' last year as a flyer, and I was all about it. And then going into the summer, I ended up getting really sick. And I ended up getting sick one day. I'm really sore all over. I have a headache. I'm nauseous for a couple of days, luckily. The day after I get over that. And then we go to my mom's. We go to a party. I think it was my mom's birthday. We go to a party in August. I forget what it was. We went to this place in the suburbs, and it was like this cool place. They were dancing. There was music. It was a fun time. And I really enjoyed it. In the summer, I'm getting myself ready for the flyer season. And we go into the summer. Everything seems great in the month of September. In October, I end up in the hospital again. I'm not going to tell you what it was. I want to keep that under wraps. And then I end up coming home. And I end up going to the hospital again in December, after my birthday. And I end up getting this, I'm not going to get this horrible allergic reaction. And I was in the hospital from December until maybe the second week of December going into Christmas. Well, actually, I don't remember, but going into the Christmas holiday, it was kind of not a good holiday for me because I kept getting muscle cramps every day. I kept going through it every single goddamn day. Every single damn day. I end up having a bit of a lull on some days, and they still come back. Last cramp I had was in the month of March. That was the last muscle cramp I had that year. Going into Christmas was fun. And I even had it going into January 2019. Now, 2020, I was in the hospital. When I was in the hospital, I was hearing rumors about a disease, about a certain virus that I can't say on here. And I'm kind of worried about it at the time. Going into January, I'm still getting the muscle cramps, even all the way to March. I'm still getting them. Flyers are having one of the best seasons ever, one of the best second halves of the season that they've ever had. On a fateful day in March, one day in March, I was watching a game against the Boston Bruins, Flyer Bruins. Jim Jackson and Keith Jones come on, and they tell us that the country and the world right now is in a state of emergency. The game is still going on in a state of emergency. And I think it's nothing. I think that they'll be playing a game again. Ironically, the Flyers lost that game. And next day after that, there's a story on the news. Everything is canceled. Football, baseball, basketball, hockey is all canceled. The rest of the season is put on hold. And that's when the pandemic started to take effect. Things started to really change. Not just for this country, but for the world. Everything that we were used to has once changed. And my whole neighborhood turned into a ghost town. Nobody was outside. Nobody, not a soul was outside. All of a sudden, you get the report. I check my Twitter, and I see that all the NHL's games have been postponed due to the state of emergency. So I'm upset. I'm in the room. I'm in disbelief that there's no hockey. I'm in complete disbelief that everything's canceled and everything has changed. And I feel like I was in one of those movies where it was the end of the world. I felt like it was that song. It's the end of the world, and we know it. I felt fine now. But this is about me. It was about the many people suffering from this horrible virus. The game's canceled. I'm losing my mind. I got nothing to do. I start watching YouTube videos. This video is not just about the pandemic. It's also about how I started making new content for my YouTube channel. During the pandemic, I was bored. I had nothing to do. So what's the best thing to do during a pandemic? Make a podcast. And that's exactly what I did. I created a podcast called the Throwback Flyersguy podcast. Right now, I have 286 episodes so far. And I think this was also, I don't know if I did Classic Flyers here. I think that came later. But this was the first time I introduced new content to my YouTube channel. And it was the Throwback Flyersguy podcast. The first episode I did was an episode about remembering my father. Most of my earlier episodes did not contain intros. They did contain a little bit of an intro later. But then I really started to branch out and make an intro. This really helped me get through the stress of the pandemic. It's talking about my life, talking about what I've been doing in my life, and how things affected me in my life. And I was glad I got to share my thoughts with everyone. I mean, we were all going through it. and I thought it would be nice to share my thoughts with everybody going through it. And that's when the Timmy Flyersguy podcast was created. The pandemic was such a weird time that the NHL and all sports came up with a new option, a new idea. Came up with an idea. Having all the sports continue into playoffs, but have no fans in the arena and added crowd sound effects. This is when sports started to look a little weird. The Flyers started their playoff season in the month of July, believe it or not, because of the pandemic. A lot of hockey, a lot of the sports ended. A lot of sports continued into the month of July. 2020 went so fast. The summer of 2020 went so fast after that. Because of watching so much hockey, Flyers hockey, the summer went so fast. I remember that summer as a bit of a blur. I don't even remember there being a summer in 2020. That's the weirdest thing about that. Flyers go into the playoffs, they eliminate the Montreal Canadiens, and they get eliminated. Then they get eliminated by the Islanders in the second round. And then it dawned on me, maybe it was for the best that we got eliminated. I mean, who wants to win a Stanley Cup in a pandemic? Who wants to win the cup with no fans in the arena and added crowd noise? Who wants that? I don't. But lucky for me, the city of Philadelphia was still very excited about Flyers hockey that year. And July Flyers had an up and down season. And July was just another step for the Flyers to take. 2020, later in 2020, I created another series, Classic Flyers Theater, with Timmy Flyersguy. So far, I have 246 episodes right now. I'll be working on episode 247. I also created a new playlist called Back in the Day that year. After the pandemic, everything went downhill for the Philadelphia Flyers. In 3 seasons, in the abbreviated 2021 season, the 2021-2022 season, 2023-2020, Flyers have not made the playoffs in 4 seasons. In 4 seasons, there was no postseason. And I hope that the Flyers can get back into postseason form once again. I hope for that. We haven't seen playoff hockey since 2020, and to tell you the truth, I don't count that as playoff hockey. I count that as abbreviated subpar hockey. With no fans, it's absolutely subpar. That's how I feel about it. 2021, we let fans back in. But, ironically, things got worse for the Philadelphia Flyers. Although last year, they did make strides in the 2023-2024 season. Despite not making the playoffs, it was a fun season. Hopefully the Flyers can continue making, the Flyers can make the 2024-2025 season fun as well. Guys, I want to come on here and talk about my feelings back in 2020. A lot of stuff changed for everyone. And that goes to show you, sometimes in life, in the blink of an eye, things can change, plans can change, and that's how life works. Sometimes plans change, and sometimes things happen. Sometimes when you have a plan, life changes those plans. That's all I gotta say about that. Guys said you join me, and have a great day, everyone. And everyone be safe out there. Because even though the pandemic may be gone, for now, there's still some things going on. So please be careful. Thank you.